things are happening in the NFL that are impacting our fantasy teams, impacting the moves that we're going to make. The guys are picking up off waivers. Players are getting injured. Rosters are getting moved around and reworked on the daily, and some of those are going to impact our fantasy teams. We got one coming up right now as Kenneth Gainwell is injured, and it looks like a lot of people are looking at DeAndre Swift, wanting to know what he's about, want to know what's going to happen to him. So we're going to deep dive the information and the stats so you can determine whether you need him or not. But before you do, you have to click that subscribe button. Give it a good click with the mouse. Tap with your finger on your phone. Whatever you got to do, get that job done. Hit that subscribe button. Stop missing out because we're doing deep dives on all these players you got questions about. There's players on the waivers. There's players that are jumping into a new opportunity. Anything can happen out there, and we're going to help you win your league. But let's look into DeAndre Swift. So news has came out that Kenneth Gainwell is dealing with a rib injury. I think he's been declared out. I think I just saw that on my phone right before I jumped on here. If that happened, let us know in the comments below if that just released. But as of right now, it looks like Gainwell's not good to go, and I think he's declared out. And then also, this came out as well. Nick Sirianni said that there's going to be some games they're going to use Swift a lot, and then there's going to be some games where he's barely used at all, like on Sunday, which is a huge puzzle for us to figure out. Thing about this is coaches don't have to tell us anything. So it's going to be determining on the game and what's going on, the depth chart and everything else. It's probably going to be in the moment. They do not have to tell us what they're thinking, and they may not even know what they're doing yet, and they're just going minute by minute. So you're just going to have to take this with a grain of salt and hope for the best. But looking back to Sunday, I dug up some stats. I talked about this in a video previously, but he ran 19 snaps. On those 19 snaps, he ran 13 routes. So this is a running back they want to use in the passing game. They want to use him as a receiving back. They want to use him when they want to chuck the ball around. That is a good indication. He played in just 19 snaps and had a 34.2 route participation rate. That is a clue on how they see DeAndre Swift as a key component to the passing game out of the backfield. That's where they want to use him. They may use him more between the tackles here and there, and they may have to with the Kenneth Gainwell injury. You have to realize this game script was very fluky. Gainwell's the incumbent there. He's got some history with the team. They probably feel good about him. So he probably got more opportunity. The thing about Swift, though, he's very talented. He's very explosive. Very good catching the ball in the backfield. Has good size. And is a guy that can really have some pop-off weeks. You got to be patient with him. But 19 snaps isn't anything you're going to be excited about either. But looking at the metrics from last year, and he was very efficient. Points per game, 13.7, 15th best among running backs. That's when he's on the field, though. He has an extensive injury history. Out of everything, that's the thing we're worried about him the most, is how long can he hold on to a full workload without getting injured. Yards created per touch, 4.58, second among running backs because he's very elusive. 1.13 points per opportunity, that's targets and touches, third among running backs. Target share, 15.1%, good in the passing game. Yards per route ran, 1.78, fifth among running backs, good in the passing game. So how his usage was displayed on Sunday versus the stats kind of matches up a little bit. They want to get him in space. They want to chuck him the ball. They want him running routes. If something's not open downfield with A.J. Brown or Devonta Smith, they got him to rely on in the flat. So there's some options here that DeAndre Swift gives to the offense. Will that help you in fantasy? We're going to have to find out once we get some better game scripts to look at here. But looking at his profile here, 5'8", 212 pounds, drafted in the second round, big-time prospect out of Georgia. But the one thing you can hang your hat on for DeAndre Swift is that he has good athletic metrics, 81st percentile speed score, 4.48, 40-yard dash, good burst score. The production was there, good in the passing game. He's explosive. We saw that in college. We saw that with Detroit over the years. The schedule here is what you want to look at. They're playing the Vikings on a Thursday night, who allowed 2.2 yards per carry to the Buccaneers. So that's in question. Another thing is, it's a Thursday night game. They got to plan their game scripts on a short time. I don't know how many touches they're going to give him. They may just wing the ball around a little bit more. They may run a little bit more. They may give the Boston Scott more than expected. There's a lot of iffy scenarios here. And then you're looking down the line here. We got the Bucks slower game script, Commanders slower game script. That Rams game could be lit. But all in all, we got to wait for some of these games to shape out here due to injuries, due to new flows in the offensive systems here. With some of these other teams, things could change. But again, we might be seeing some game scripts here that might not go his way anyway. And this could be a matchup that might not be optimal unless the Vikings can get that passing game going and get ahead early, which could blow up this game script, which means that Eagles have to turn and burn and throw the football, could create some opportunities for Swift. So his production, I think, for Thursday night is going to be very game script dependent, and you're going to need him if you need a running back that's getting touches. And you're going to want to gamble on his upside because he has a lot of upside. That size-adjusted athleticism is tremendous. His usage in the passing game is tremendous. However, you don't want him because he's a headache. You don't want that headache on your fantasy team. You do not know when to start him. He's going to be a hard guy to figure out. You're going to bench him when he goes off, start him when he busts. Might be better for DFS, daily fantasy football, because there are going to be weeks where it's cheap, free square at running back. You put him in, and then you stack the rest of your lineup, or you build around him when he's a little bit higher priced, but he's still going to be a cheaper running back that's going to get some touchdowns or some touches and has the explosiveness to give you those boom weeks, and you can play the matchups from there from week to week, especially for tournaments. This is what we're looking at here. You're one of these dogs here. You're either chasing them and you're trying to go to the moon, or you're like, man, if I put them in my lineup, this might be a sinking ship, and it's really how you feel. If you feel like trying to chase him to go to the moon, then you start him. But if you feel like that top dog there, then you leave him on your bench. That is my advice. Go off your gut, go off your feeling, because this is very situational dependent. If you feel like the bottom dog, that's your dog. You're a DeAndre Swift guy. If you feel like the top dog, you're not a DeAndre Swift guy. That is my advice. That is my take, because these dogs know what's up. And if you feel like the bottom dog, roll with it. Feel like the top dog, don't roll with it. But DeAndre Swift has some upside, but is going to be hard to gamble on from week to week, and he is a gamble. I think you're going to get some good games out of him this year. I think he's going to give you some upside, and I think he could win you some money in DFS. I think in redraft setting lineups, he's going to be a headache. That being said, if he hits for a few games, you may want to unload him for some stuff. Get another running back, get another wide receiver. Would not try to unload him now. I would see if he hits, and if he starts hitting, maybe you want to do that. Sell him on the upside so you don't have to work around that headache. But that's up to you. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Catch you on the next video.